Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and the world to Global TV News Circle in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodo. President Bola Tinubu has announced the appointment of Group Managing Director of Bojack, Chantel Abdul, as one of the non-executive directors of the Board of the Ministry of Finance, Incorporated MOFI. The ministry is an investment vehicle of the federal government to manage the investment and diversify the portfolio of over 130 asset classification, including government-owned entities, GOEs, and government-linked companies, GLCs. Commenting on her appointment, Chantel, who transformed Bojack into a military empire, evolving into a conglomerate that stands as the largest electricity meters in sub-Saharan Africa, said she was very pleased. All right, let's quickly go for a quick break. When we return, News Cycle continues. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured to utilize all available resources to ensure lasting peace and security in the southeast geopolitical zone of the country. President Tinubu gave Bende, the headquarters of Bende local government area of Abia State, while unveiling a peace in the Southeast project, a strategic platform for the restoration of peace in the Southeast region. Envisioned by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu. The unveiling was part of activities to mark the civic reception, Thanksgiving and homecoming by the Deputy Speaker. Addressing Nigerians from all walks of life who graced the occasion, President Tinubu, represented by the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, commended the convener of the and expressed his understanding that no one comprehends the experience of the community better than the people themselves. The president therefore expressed his determination to involve all and sundry in bringing peace to the Southeast. Trade Union Congress of Nigeria TUC has said Nigerians are still waiting to experience the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu-led administration, asserting that their hopes have been dampened in the face of the current perilous economy. In a New Year statement by its President and Secretary General Festus Osifo and Nuhu Toro, the Labour Center issued a 10-point demand from the current administration this year, stating that the outgone year was one long, excruciating litany of lost opportunities and dashed hopes. Among the demands, it said, all agreements between Labour and government, including payment of monthly 35,000 naira wage award to public servants in local, state and federal services, must be implemented until a new national minimum wage is implemented. TUC also asks that a new national minimum wage must be negotiated, implemented, and if further delayed in the year, arrears must be paid. As part of efforts to tackle the brain drain in the health sector, the Lagos State government has announced plans to establish the University of Health and Medical Sciences before the end of 2024. While speaking at the inauguration of the Femi Gbajabiamila General Hospital in Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu revealed that the launch of the university will be a product of a strategic collaboration between the state and the Federal Ministry of Health. Sanwo-Olu noted that the initiative is aimed at significantly increasing the production of healthcare workers throughout the year, adding that Lagos State is poised as a model and the goal is to extend the initiative nationwide to tackle the persistent issue of medical migration. According to him, the launch of the medical university is part of a comprehensive set of initiatives planned by the Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa. 7 months into the 4-year tenure of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, associates of Abubakar Atiku, presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in 2023 election, have said the former vice president would contest again in 2027, just as there would be a coalition of political parties going into the next general election to challenge President Tinubu. The disclosure was made by Daniel Boala, a spokesperson of the 2023 Atiku Presidential Campaign Organization. Boala stated that there will be a coalition of political parties that will be very strong, adding that the upcoming coalition would swallow some of the elements creating problems in many political parties. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo says mismanagement by the previous administrations had forced Nigeria into a debt burden that the coming generations will have no choice but to pay the current debt being incurred by different countries in the continent. A statement by his media aide Kehinde Akinyemi indicated that the elder statesman spoke during an engagement with 2023 awardees of the Future African Leaders Foundation, an initiative of Pastor Chris Oyakhilome. Obasanjo, during his reign as the president in 2003, secured a debt relief for Nigeria, likewise his counterpart from Algeria at the same period. The Ota farmer, however, added that with the level of mismanagement of the previous debt written off for the country, it would be almost impossible for any administration to get similar gesture in the continent, saying the debts were a trap that no individual or nation should fall into, as it constitutes an albatross on any economy. Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has ordered the suspension of caretaker chairmen of the 18 local government areas and 33 local council development areas of the state. The suspension was contained in a letter signed by the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Adewale, and Akure High Court, presided over by Justice Yemi Fasomi, had granted an interim injunction filed by the opposition People's Democratic Party seeking to restrain late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu from inaugurating any person or persons not democratically elected as members of caretaker committees to administer the affairs of the local councils and the LCDA pending the determination of the interlocutory injunction in the suit. Justice Fasomi consequently barred the caretaker chairman from operating after before the order was granted. The letter of suspension of the caretaker chairman indicated that the directive would subsist until the determination of the court case, asking all chairmen to submit all assets and property of the local government areas and LCDAs. Following the suspension of accreditation and evaluation of degree certificates from Benin Republic and Togo, the federal government has suspended accreditation of certificates from the two Francophone West African nations and launched a probe, which the Minister of Education, Tahir Maman, says the report should be submitted in 3 months. Maman said the students who patronized such institutions were not victims but criminals, adding that security agents will go after those with fake certificates from foreign countries, already using them to secure opportunities in Nigeria, adding that sanctions would be extended to more countries like Uganda, Kenya, and Niger Republic. The federal government has once again promised to deliver the uncompleted section of the Abuja-Kaduna road before the end of the year. Speaking in a meeting with all directors of the ministry on Thursday in Abuja, the Minister of Works, David Omahi, assured that the ministry is ready to conquer all contractual obstacles and ensure delivery of the project for the benefit of Nigerians before the end of 2024. According to the former Ebonyi State Governor, the contractors have requested a review of the price of 1.3 billion naira to finance the project. Former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, risked arrest by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission following her failure to honor an invitation by the Anti-Graft Agency. The EFCC wrote Umar Farouk to appear for questioning in furtherance of an ongoing probe into an alleged 37.1 billion naira fraud during her tenure in office. According to the EFCC, the alleged fraud was perpetrated through a contractor, James Okwete. Umar Farouk, who was scheduled to appear at 10 a.m. at the Anti-Graft Agency's Abuja headquarters, failed to show up and kept interrogators waiting for over 8 hours without an official communication as to why she could not honor the invitation. Reports revealed that the interrogation team had to retire from work at about 6 p.m. when they were certain that the former minister was not going to show up. An impeccable senior official of the Anti-Graft Agency said Umar Farouk might be arrested by operatives of the EFCC within the week if she fails to voluntarily appear before the investigators at the EFCC headquarters as officially requested by the Commission. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has frozen private accounts with 30 billion naira of the 44 billion naira moved from the account of the National Social Investment Program Agency, NSIPA. EFCC traced the funds to the multiple accounts to which the funds were moved by some NSIPA officials. It was alleged that the 44 billion naira was suspiciously transferred from NSIPA's account into private and corporate accounts linked to fraud. The embattled National Coordinator and Chief Executive Officer of the National Social Investment Program Agency, Halima Shehu, who was in connection with an alleged 44 billion naira money laundering, has been released by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on bail. Shehu was released on Wednesday night and had been mandated to report to the EFCC headquarters every day while the investigation continued. You're watching News Cycle live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, African Union appeals for calm in Ethiopia-Somalia row. The news continues shortly with details of these and more stories right after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break. On the foreign scene, the African Union on Thursday joined the United States in appealing for calm in the Horn of Africa after regional tensions soared following a contested deal between Ethiopia and the breakaway region of Somaliland. Somalia has vowed to defend its territory after Monday's agreement, which is described as an aggression and a blunted assault on its sovereignty by neighboring Ethiopia. The Memorandum of Understanding gives landlocked Ethiopia, Africa's second most populous country, long-desired access to the Red Sea through the Somaliland. AU Commission Chair Musa Faki Mahatma issued a statement appealing for calm and mutual respect to de-escalate the simmering tension between Ethiopia and Somalia. He called on the two nations to engage in a negotiation process without delay to settle their differences. Hospital doctors in England begins their longest conservative strike in the 7-decade history of British National Health Service. Junior doctors, those below the consultant level, will work out for 6 days in a major escalation of their long-running pay dispute with the UK government. The industrial action comes at one of the busiest times of the year for the state-funded NHS, when it faces increased pressure from winter respiratory illnesses. It also quickly follows a 3-day strike held by doctors just before Christmas. The NHS said the latest walkout, which could see up to half of the medical workforce on the picket lines, would have a significant impact on almost all routine care. About 1,000 cars and lorries have been stuck in the heavy snow for over 24 hours in Sweden, making armed forces deliver food and water to the owners. The rescuers said they were working to free people stuck on the main E22 road in the Skene area of southern Sweden. Many of those trapped were evacuated by rescue teams and told to return to their cars later. The travel chaos happened amid plummeting winter temperatures across the Nordic countries. Extreme cold weather has hit parts of Sweden, Finland and Norway, and snow storms in Denmark have left drivers trapped on a motorway near Aarhus since Wednesday. And moving to the world of business, Nigeria spent 2.7 trillion naira to import a premium motor spirit, diesel and jet fuel in the third quarter of 2023. Data by the National Bureau of Statistics have shown, coming Amidst the inability to overhaul the country's refineries, white products have remained the largest import of the country. The total import of PMS imported during the period stood at 1.9 trillion, while diesel was 736.7 billion naira, and jet fuel was at 135.8 billion. While Nigeria remains a leading crude oil producer, the country is one of the only major oil producers that is totally on the importation of petroleum products. The federal government has revealed that the electricity companies in Nigeria are short of 2 trillion naira, an equivalent of $2.5 billion in capital to revive the industry and provide a steady power supply nationwide. An advisor to President Bola Tinubu on energy, Olu Verihime, observed that Nigerian electricity firms are burdened with excessive debt and insufficient capital, constraining their ability to invest in expanding household electricity distribution. According to her, inadequate pricing, patchy revenue collection, and a dilapidated national grid have left most residents in Africa's most populous nation to produce their own power using noisy generators. She noted that there are plans to make electricity tariff cost-effective alongside the recapitalization. This move is expected to the liquidity and sustainability of the power sector. According to her, if tariff adjustments are not implemented, the weakness in the naira, which experienced a 50% drop against the dollar last year, and escalating inflation might drive energy subsidies up to 1.6 trillion naira in 2024. The Nigerian currency naira experienced a significant drop, reaching 135 naira 12 kobo against the US dollar at the official Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market window on Wednesday. This decline represents a 4.72% decrease from the 988.46 kobo to a dollar rate recorded on Tuesday, the first trading day of 2024. The FMDQ Securities and Exchange reported fluctuations in the official forex trading ranging from a low of 700 naira to a high of 1,224 naira per dollar. The market opened at 932 naira 67 kobo and closed at 1,035 naira 12 kobo, with a total daily forex market turnover of $85.68 million. At the NFM window in the parallel market, the naira fell by 15 naira or 1.23%, reaching 1,230 naira on Wednesday compared to 1,215 naira on December 30th, 2023, despite predictions of the naira's recovery in 2024 by the financial experts like Bismarck Rewane and the Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Cardoso. The currency continues to face downward pressure. The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria has threatened to shut down the nation's seaports from Tuesday, January 9, 2024, over the alleged refusal of the International Oil Companies IOCs and the stevedoring contractors to comply with the extant laws. Adewale Adeyanju, President General of the union, said that all jetties and oil and gas platforms would be shut on that day. According to a statement signed by John Ike Mefuna, head of the media, the union had written a series of letters, press releases, issued ultimatums, and maritime notices given by NEMASA and several ministerial orders to no avail. The union is, however, demanding that the total compliance of IOCs to the stevedoring regulation in line with the communiques signed by all relevant stakeholders in the sector. And that's how we call it a wrap on the news. I am Anthony Momodu saying thank you for watching and see you soon.